Hey guys, it's Liz. Just have a couple of projects to share with you today. I made these projects for Kayla's birthday. She's celebrating her 8th birthday on Saturday coming up, and I decided to make her a couple of things to include with her other birthday gifts. And now Kayla's 7 right now, obviously, and she is the most organized little 7-year-old I've ever met. Seriously. She loves making lists. She loves planning out her day on a schedule. Who does that? But anyways, she's so funny. She's always writing things down, what she's going to do, especially if we've got something planned. She'll write down the whole schedule, 10 o'clock, do this, 10:05, do this. It's so funny. So I thought I'd make her like a cute little chalkboard where she could write down all her to-do list and her day plans and all that stuff. So it was really funny. So anyways, so I went to Michael's to go look for a chalkboard that I could alter for her, something small that she can carry around, or hang it up or whatever. And unfortunately I wasn't able to find one. I went to Joann's, same thing. I just wasn't having any luck. So finally I decided to just make my own. I figured, how hard could it be, right? So I made her a little chalkboard, and I made her a little card, of course. Now the chalkboard is made out of an old sign. It's an old MDF sign that I picked up at Walgreens. Just the simple signs. They usually have a silly little saying. This one said, if Dad's missing, he's gone fishing. I had picked it up for my hubby so he could take it over to his boat when he goes fishing. But unfortunately, the boat sank. Yeah, long story. But it never made it to the boat, so it's just been sitting here. Finally, I decided to do something with it. And it's really very, very simple to do. And I'll walk through the process in just a second. I guess I'll go over the card first since it's smaller and quicker to do. So this is the little card that I decided to make. Oh, and let me show you the papers I used. I used a beautiful collection by Die Cuts with a View. It is called the Preppy Princess Stack. This is it right here. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. It's so pretty. It's got a lot of pinks and greens, ivories, and like half of the papers have glitter on them. They're really pretty. There's a lot of crowns and birds and of course flowers. All of Kayla's favorite things. I always like to use this one for little girly projects. I think it comes out really cute. So that's the paper collection I used for both the card and the chalkboard. And this is the card here. Very cute, very simple card to make. I started off with just white cardstock that measures 5.5 wide and it's 6 inches tall, the card itself. And I just used 2 pieces of pattern paper, one over the other. I stacked them up. I cut them to fit, and then I did ink all the edges. The green one's got green ink and the other one's got pink. It's a Tattered Rose, I believe it's called, by Tim Holtz. So I inked all the edges on that, and like I said, I just adhered one pattern paper on top of the other and laid it down on the cardstock. And then I took a doily and I cut it in half, and I glued one half here and of course the other half there. I trimmed it down to size so it could fit perfectly onto the paper that I used. And the center here, this is the sentiment. It says, she fills our lives with sunshine and our hearts with love. And I thought that was such a cute little saying. It's part of the, it's one of the pages actually from a paper stack. It's a page that has little tags and little labels like this with some of them have sentiments and some of them are blank. And I thought this one was just perfect because it actually describes my little Kayla to a T. She is just so full of life. She's such a wonderful little girl. I just love having her. I don't know, she's amazing. Like I said, she's our baby. She's the baby of the family. Of course, she was a complete surprise to everybody, but such a blessing. And I just absolutely just love that little girl. And that's exactly what she does. She fills our hearts with love. So I thought that was a perfect sentiment for her. And let's see, I added these little pearls in the corner. This little area, of course, the frame itself is already glittered. Like I said, some of the papers have glitter on them. And I just added cute little pearls in the corners just to accent that a bit more. And then I did a couple flower clusters because Kayla loves flowers. And these are all flowers for my stash. These were white, but I used the Spun Sugar Distress Stain by Tim Holtz. And I just basically added the stain to my craft mat along with a couple of drops of water in my paintbrush and painted it on. And it's a beautiful shabby pink color, very light pink. It's beautiful. And so I did that to those 2 flowers here. And then these 2 were already white, and I just took an ink pad, a pink ink pad, and just dabbed it on the tops really quick, just for a pop of color. I did that to, all the white flowers here. And then these cute little green ones were actually white. I took a green ink pad that I had in my stash. It's just a generic one, you know, from Hobby Lobby. And I just basically stamped onto the craft mat, used some water to mix it up, and then took a paintbrush and painted them green. And it was the perfect shade that went with the papers. So I painted those green. These little leaves are from my Spellbinders die, the Foliage 2 collection. I used pattern paper to cut them out, and then I inked the tips of them with the green ink. And I've got, you know, some leaves here, a couple more here, and the same flower cluster here with the leaves poking through. Very pretty. And of course we had to have butterflies. Kayla loves butterflies, so I took my Martha Stewart punch and just a scrap of the pattern paper and, you know, punched out these butterflies. And I inked the edges with pink, so there's a big one here, and there's a little itty bitty one, and another little bitty one right down there. Very, very simple, you guys, but look how cute it came out. I think it's beautiful. It's very, almost like a garden with all the little flowers. It's so pretty. And the inside, I just used a piece of pattern paper from the collection. This was a strip that was cut out from one of the pattern papers that's got like little borders on it. So I just fussy cut that out, and I inked the edges and adhered it onto the paper. And now we've got plenty of room to write our message to Kayla. So just a really cute card. I really like the way it came out, and I know Kayla's gonna love it because it's got all her favorite things: glitter, butterflies, flowers. What more can you ask for, right? Oh, and then all of the flowers do have stickles on them, so they're nice and shimmery. Hopefully you guys can see that. But that's my card, really cute. And so that's my chalkboard there, and unfortunately I'm not gonna move it. My camera is acting up. It just, as soon as I move something, it just won't focus. So I'm really sorry. I'm gonna do my best to show you. Let me see, hopefully we don't have an issue. As best as I can. And like I said, this is just a regular sign, you know, one of the little hanging signs. This one said, if Dad's missing, he's gone fishing, something like that. It's just made out of MDF. And this is what I used to create my chalkboard. And all I did is I took a piece of chipboard, you know, the 12 by 12 pages that we have, and I was so fortunate enough that one sheet fit perfectly. And what I did is I traced the outline of the entire sign onto chipboard. And then I cut that out. I cut the chipboard out, and of course I cut a rectangle here in the middle for my chalkboard area. So I cut that out. Basically I'm framing the sign with the chipboard. That's what I did. Now when I cut the chipboard out, I used it as a template to cut the paper out as well, the pattern paper. So I cut out the pattern paper as well, and then I adhered it to the chipboard, and I took like a file, or, you know, one of those. I actually use, let me see, where is it? It's like a little sanding block. I can't find it right now, but it is really, I love using this thing. Here it is. It almost looks like one of those nail filing things, but I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. Really cool. Like you can tell, I use it a lot. And I sanded all the edges down so they could be nice and smooth, because, you know, when you cut the chipboard, it doesn't come out very smooth. So anyway, so I adhered the pattern paper onto the chipboard, smoothed all the edges out, and of course I inked all of my edges with, excuse me, the Tattered Rose from Tim Holtz. Beautiful pink color. I adhered the, well, before I adhered it, actually, I did paint the middle part with the chalkboard. And I was going to make my own chalkboard paint, but I've never done it before. I didn't want to take the chance that it might not come out so good, because I know I saw a recipe on Pinterest. But I decided just to go by my own, and I used the Martha Stewart chalkboard paint. And really simple, you guys. Just paint it on with a brush. And I gave it 3 coats, but you do have to allow at least 1 hour between coats. It has to dry for at least an hour before you apply your second coat. So I used a total of 3 coats to cover it up, and it was just perfect. And then, you know, I let that dry overnight, and then I went ahead and adhered my frame, my chipboard frame, to the sign itself. I used Mod Podge. I don't know, I didn't want to use hot glue because it would create like clumps, and it wouldn't give me like an even edge or, you know, a fit. So I used Mod Podge all over it. And I adhered the chipboard on there. I made sure I rubbed it like I pressed hard on it and added weights to it so it would really stick to it. And God, I wish I could show you. Let me see. I'm going to try this, okay? Hopefully it's not an issue. But like I said, my camera, as soon as I move something, it just won't focus. I don't know what's going on. But this is the side, so I can show you what I mean. I just wanted like a really smooth edge. And yeah, I've got my gesso and glue back there to hold it up. It won't stay up on its own. But see, it just creates like a really smooth edge. And then of course, you know, the edges are, I painted them with, I think it's called Warm White. It's by Americana. And I painted all the edges warm white. Of course, the chipboard edge as well, so it could blend in better. Sorry about that. There we go. And then, oh my gosh, the rest is really easy. It's just basically embellishing, really. The hard part was cutting out the frame, the chipboard frame, making sure it fits and that, you know, everything is, you know, adhered nicely. And then what I did is I knew I wanted to use my Gorgeous Girls. Kayla loves my Gorgeous Girls, and of course they remind me of her, and they're super cute. So I used 2 of them. And I used my Gorgeous Girls. I stamped them with archival ink, and I colored them with my Copics. Let me see. Looks like my camera's doing okay, so I'm going to show you. So I colored them with my Copics. This particular one, you know, I just colored her hair in, I colored her skin, and I paper pieced her little dress. I used lots of stickles. I wanted her really shimmery. I used stickles on her hair, the little hearts, all over her little dress, and on her little stockings. And then for her shoes, I colored them with Copics, and then I took a white gel pen and just added like a little highlight for the shoe, you know, like where it's shiny. Very cute. I think she came out adorable. And this is Kayla when Daddy's home late. She'll wait by the door just like this and wonder why he's so late. It's really funny. Very cute. And let's see. Here I did a little picket fence. This was die cut from... I actually bought a couple of die cuts on eBay. I don't have this particular die, so I just bought some die cuts in this cardstock, and I just adhered like a piece of it down here. And I cut little grass strip out of one of the pattern papers. I adhered that on there as well, and I fussy cut these little flowers, like a little bush, and then some more little flowers here to just add to the little grass. Really cute. And then I added, of course, the little Martha Stewart butterflies here to the fence, just like a little garden. Very pretty. I think it came out really cute. And of course, the entire frame, on the inside here, I've got lace going all around it. This really pretty, delicate pink lace for my stash. And I adhered it using some glossy accents. So very cute. And over here, I've got my other Gorgeous Girl, and she is beautiful with her long hair. And the same thing, I just, you know, stamped her onto, used archival ink to stamp her so I can color her with my Copics. Colored her hair and her skin. I paper pieced her little shirt, or, you know, little dress. I colored in her little stockings, and of course added lots of stickles. And I fussy cut this little teacup and saucer from the paper collection because I have her drinking tea. Kayla loves drinking tea. So I just put that there. It's really cute. And let me go up here. Let's see. Up here, it's just, this is one of those labels that I was telling you about from the collection. I just fussy cut it out, and it says Our Little Princess, and it was perfect. It was so pretty. And I inked all the edges with a pink ink. Here I just created a cute little bow out of some seam binding dyed in an ivory color. So I just made a little bow and I added a little brad. I took the prongs off so it could fit perfectly as the center. It's got a green little pearl. It was perfect. And then this is the little crown that comes from the Adornments by Tim Holtz, the little itty bitty one, and I adhered that right on top with some glossy accents. I thought that was really cute, little touch. And then I did some little pearls, like little pearl strands coming this way and that way. And these are clear pearls. They're like iridescent. And I think Sabrina sent those to me back in our swap a while ago. So thank you so much, Sabrina. They are beautiful and fit perfectly. So that's the little pearls there. And then I just created a little flower cluster. Again, these are all flowers for my stash. This one was already pink, so perfect color. This, I just inked the tops of it with a green ink. Same thing with this white one, just a pink one. Pink ink on the top, and of course, stickles all over. Here's some more of the little foliage, 2 leaves that I cut out from the pattern paper, and I just tucked them in the little flower cluster. Same thing on this side. It's basically just a mirror image of that. Very cute there. And then, of course, some more butterflies, more Martha Stewart butterflies, and I cut out like a little, one of these little pearls, the same ones here, for the center, just for the little body. It's an iridescent pearl. And then over here, okay, looks like my camera is acting good. And same thing, just a little, another flower cluster here. Lots of stickles on top. We've got little leaves, little flowers. And then over here, another little Martha Stewart butterfly with a pearl in the center. A lot of it, like I said, it's really, really simple. More flowers, more butterflies. Just really, really pretty. And then the back, I just used a big piece of pattern paper for the back, and I adhered it on there. And then, of course, I wanted to hang. I wanted to be able to hang in Kayla's room. So I added this hemp cord. It already had holes because it was meant to hang. So it already had holes. I made sure that I, just punched through with like a little pick to make sure I still have the holes. And I adhered this, added this hemp cord on there and tied it up. That way it's perfectly able to hang. I hope it's focusing, guys. I'm so sorry. Like I said, camera's acting silly. But that is my chalkboard. I think it came out so cute. And of course, on the top here, because I did want it to be dimensional, I added some foam tape. The really thick kind. I wanted this to really stand out, really pop. So that is my chalkboard for Miss Kayla. I really hope she likes it. I think she will. She loves little things like that. And then again, here is my card, and I am so sorry. I don't think the camera is focusing again. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that, guys. So those are my projects, and like I said, it was really easy to make the chalkboard, guys. It's just a matter of finding like a simple one, nothing with too much carving or ornate edges or anything like that. This one was pretty simple. Just trace it onto the chipboard, use it as a frame. It was perfect. 3 coats of the chalkboard paint, that's all I needed. And then you just got to make sure that you wait at least an hour for each coat to dry before you move on to the next. So that's my project. I really love the way it came out, and I knew Kayla's going to love it as well. I hope you guys do too. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave me a comment. You guys know I always do my best to answer each and every one of you. And, I welcome all your comments, suggestions, and everything. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so, so much. Hope you like my project, and I will catch y'all real soon. See you next time.